Street Fighter Cross Tekken is a fighting game that merges the worlds of Street Fighter and Tekken, and I had a lot of fun playing this. Where to start? I guess the story. It doesn't really exist. There are a couple cutscenes at the start and finish of the arcade mode, but that's it. And each character has like two paragraphs explaining their minute part in this tale. But let's be honest, I don't think anyone bought this for the story. I sure didn't. I've never really cared much for Street Fighter, so I can't say that much about it. I just haven't played it that much. But from my experience with Tekken, I'd say it more resembles Street Fighter than Tekken. And of the two, I definitely prefer Tekken and would buy Tekken 8 if it wasn't for the high likelihood it'd literally blow up my computer. I mostly played with Tekken characters and almost always had Lily, my favorite Tekken character, on my tag team, usually paired with Ryu, Balrog, Alyssa, or Chun-Li, but I experimented with a lot of characters. The roster size for this game is quite impressive, and even bigger with the DLC character pack. The only Street Fighter characters I knew when I started this were Ryu and Chun-Li. I don't know if this is common for Street Fighter, but every character in the game only had one costume unless you purchased more. I don't recall any other fighting game where your characters didn't have some sort of alternate outfit on disc, except for maybe some Dragon Ball games, so this was a bit surprising. And I did buy a few alternate costumes. Each character has two additional outfits available for purchase, and of course I bought both of Lily's, but at least every outfit is pretty customizable, allowing you to change the color of pretty much everything to your liking. Going into gameplay, it's a 2v2 tag fighter, although I think I saw a 1v1 option somewhere. The winner is whoever can knock out an opponent, not like dead or alive tag matches where you have to knock out both your opponents, you just have to KO one to win the round. The arcade and versus modes were my favorite, with versus where you fight a series of with arcade where you fight a series of battles ending in a final boss, most of the gameplay you see, and versus is where you play a single match against opponents of your choice. Of course, there's a training and tutorial mode, and also a missions and challenge mode. The challenge mode, from what I play, gives you some pretty basic challenges to complete, and the mission mode gives you challenging missions, such as only using special moves to win a match. Easier said than done. Unlike some fighters, such as Dragon Ball Fighter Z or Girl Fight, where all characters have the same core moveset, Street Fighter X Tekken does not hold this, and only like 2 or 3 combos are shared across all characters. Some characters are far more complex than others to master their various moves, and as previously stated, I mostly played as Lily, being fast and agile, with some less distance requiring moves, say versus Kuma, who's really restricted to very close range attacks. And while some characters do have ranged attacks, such as Ryu, most don't and rely entirely on melee. This game does have this weird gem system, which I never really figured out, and from what I heard, a lot of people didn't like it, and I think using gems was straight up banned at a lot of contests because of their confusing nature and pay-to-win mechanics, with better gems being locked behind an additional paywall, although I bought one gem pack just for the lulz, only $1. Graphic-wise, it went for a semi-realistic look that turned out okay. The soundtrack is decent, and sound effects were amazing, with some great voice actors as well. It does have an online mode, but the servers are empty, so no comment. This game does take a couple hours to really get used to, but trust me, it's worth your time. 8.5 out of 10 by my grade scale. I had a lot of fun playing this title. Well, folks, that's all for today. For anyone who's new here, I mostly play, review, and discuss zombie and horror games, with sometimes other topics like today. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Always remember that Jesus loves you all very much. Peace.